This could be a bit chaotic, but we're gonna see how that works. I do wonder if people will see the YouTube as well. And of course, the form is not opening on YouTube, so that's not very fun. I do need to make sure that the ping goes through, so like. Okay, so if YouTube is kind of being dumb right now, uh, I guess I'll just link the form here. Oh, sorry if it's taking me a bit just to set things up. Okay. So we are currently live on two different places right now. This is kind of an interesting format for me to do, but we're gonna give this a shot nonetheless. So, I am using OBS right now. Uh, I do apologize if this gets a little bit rough from the start because this is my first time trying to do a multi-stream. But yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. So we're gonna do the first three in order, and then we'll randomize from there. Starting with the first one, which is that's an interesting name. Practice mode, just in case. Designs are not bad. Colors are nice. Clean designs, nice transitions. I do wish that there was a little bit more animation and life to some of the structures and movements, just to keep things a little bit more exciting. Also, these parts are auto. When the cube is invisible, it's auto. Last part is a little bit of it's a little bit disappointing because I think that the whole auto aspects and then this final part kind of tells me that the level was rushed a little bit. But overall, the designs are not bad. All right, that was our first send of the stream. How are you guys doing right now? Alright, we're gonna move on to the next one. Do I play with music? Yes, I do. Is it really that quiet right now? Shouldn't be. Here. It's a little. I'm gonna set it a little bit louder now. The gameplay is pretty cool so far, I have to say. I do think it's pretty fun, but it seems like it's gonna end at the drop. That's a bit of an underwhelming development to the drop gameplay. Took me only 2 attempts though, and it really wasn't that hard. That said, I don't think I'll be sending this because the level at the end of the day does function more like a layout than it does feel like a solid decorated level. I really wish that there was more detailing to this beyond just the default blocks, and I don't think that the default blocks really do this level much justice. Okay, before I take the next one, I'm just gonna quickly check something. To those who are joining on YouTube, I will, again, recommend that you use the form that is pinned on top. Okay, so, moving on to the next one. This will be the last level we take until we randomize. This is an insane platformer. And then we will go to the next one. You have to win the game by Heitam KG. Your goal in this game is to find the treasure located in the last part of the house. All you have to do is keep moving forward and defeating all... I can't read that because attempt 1 opponents. The attempt 1 text just goes in front of this box. This is an easy fix. I think you have to just use the options trigger and just disable the attempt count, and then you can read the dialogue. So far, the aesthetics of this level seems kind of nice. It does have an empty background, but I think the overall approach to the block designs here kind of mediate that a bit. I can't help but feel like there's a lot of inspiration from Clarion by Zitrons. Yeah, like, I get a lot of Carry On plus VVV vibes from this level. Restart to replay, so there's no button for me to just instantly restart, huh? And it seems like you start from the beginning too. Practice mode set in that case. I think like having some sort of button that allows you to instantly restart would give this a little more of a quality of life aspect to playing it and not feel as annoying. Can I not stomp on this guy's head? Okay. But yeah, well, I do think the block designs are, in its own right, pretty nice in terms of its texturing and how it looks aesthetically with the dark background. I think that the way it kind of plays itself out, I think could have been a little bit more convenient. Again, if you die, you have to restart from the beginning, which is brutal in its own sense, but I understand if it's like the intention of the gameplay, I guess. But I would strongly recommend having like a button to make restarting more feasible. I can't see myself. Oh, you're literally on the right side. Okay, now this is another thing I would probably make a criticism of. There needs to be a 4x3 resolution fix for this, because I can't see the corners here. But also, I haven't really died in the certain particular parts of the level, and it feels like the screen has shifted and offset. Is that it? What? That's not how blue... That's not... That's not how the blue bones work. You're supposed to stay still. You're not... So you're supposed to go through specific parts of the bone, which I think is a bit annoying in its own right. Okay. 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 Congratulations, you have found the treasure. This is quite the bizarre level, to say the least. Yeah, this level was interesting, to say the least, so far, but I do think that there could have been some more polish in certain approaches to the... what's it called? Not just the decoration, but also just how the level presents itself in terms of gameplay in some ways. I don't think the level is too hard to do from start to finish, though I do think that the boss fight in itself is kind of finicky. The lack of checkpoints does get a little bit annoying, and I think that some of the stage designs could have been better as well, because wasn't really the fan of certain stages, like that one moving platform with small spikes on the sides of it. If this is inspired by the game, you have to win the game. And yeah, I do agree that it does feel like Zijoan's level. I might as well just quickly do a Google search on "you have to win the game." Oh. I'm watching a video on this, and the stage design is very, very similar to the original game. Like, the block design textures, the enemies. There are some more original components, like the Sans boss fight and then switching between different rooms, but this is a really, really close recreation of the original game from what I'm seeing. Can I leave one more comment in a bit? I'll give this a shot, but only as a star rates end. Alright, folks, we will be randomizing the form now. We have 152 responses. We will be using an RNG method to do so. Just give me 1 second. So, we have 153 responses. We used RNG. The number generated is 151. Alright, this next level is a demon platformer level. Acid Cave by Saturman. Okay. We call this place Acid Cave. The place is dangerous. We don't recommend approaching here, but we'll guard it ourselves. Would recommend removing the attempts counter. I hear this song a lot in platformer levels. I'm not sure why it spoke out to many people. It's just interesting to me. Not sure why there's an invisible wall here. I think it would just be a little bit more comedic and also fitting with the level's base gameplay if this was just no wall to prevent the person from dying. I do also need to say that one of the things that kind of bother me about this level the most would probably be how the background structures have a similar brightness to the foreground structures. So while I can interpret these as being free platforms that you have to land on, some background elements like this platform right here, or this one in the foreground, because they bear a similar color to the main structures, you give this illusion that they are platforms that you can land on when actually they're not. And it leads to very unnecessary deaths, in my opinion. What I think this level could have done better was color these structures differently so that the perspective between this structure and the one further down will be much clearer, at least in my opinion. Otherwise, it just makes the gameplay feel more confusing than necessary. And if I'm being completely honest, I think that thing being overlooked is a problem with the level's decoration. Which is a shame, because I think that the way the 2.2 textures are used for several of these structures is pretty decent. Okay, I noticed that there's a key. Oh. Camera could move a little bit faster or like flow a little bit better. This is a gap. This corridor is a little bit annoying. There we go. There we go. And then there's a wall that just blocks your ability to go back. I don't know why the creator put invisible blocks to prevent the player from backtracking or going through certain boundaries. I think that's really annoying. Give the player the free will to continue exploring their surroundings. That's what makes the ability to experience a platformer all the better, rather than have it just feel so one-directional. Well, okay, another example of something that kind of bothers me. These blocks right here, these wooden blocks, these are the ones that you can stand on. So when I see this block, I was under the impression that I could also stand on it and then land on top of this platform. Turns out that's not the case. I think that's a bit annoying, even though there might have been a little bit of slight discoloration from this block relative to this block. I just think it's really annoying that this is not a consistent approach, if that makes sense. So they really decided to add the 4 spikes at the bottom to make things feel even harder. Easy fix. Just go through this way. Okay, now what? I guess we go up top. Yeah. Okay. Want to see something that's a little bit annoying? This part you cannot click on right here. But this small gap, which has the... Oh wait, I'm stupid. There's an arrow right here. Okay, I will have to say though, despite there being an error there, I could not see the structure, which is probably due to the fact that my screen is a 4x3 monitor. I will once again suggest including a 4x3 feature so I could see the corners of the gameplay better. That's a really narrow timing to get through. Boss fight? Oh, the attacks are randomized. That's cool. Let's just make sure I can do this properly, though. I think those could have been indicated better. There isn't really much of an indicator to tell me what attacks this boss fight is gonna do, and those fireballs that come out of the boss is a little bit annoying to me because it's really hard to just predict the attack patterns of this boss, in my opinion. Apart from the position that it might have. I wish that there was some more visual indicator to give the idea of what it's gonna do. Okay, this is middle attack? Oh. Goodness. Middle attack? No. Only one hit. Two. Oh. Not enough time to read the laser attacks. Jeez. It gets even harder from here, doesn't it? Oh, so it literally just pulls off a radiance from... So this just basically becomes radiance from the Hollow Knight. There we go. And this animation does feel a little bit Hollow Knight-y in terms of just slapping the... what's it called? The radiance to death and stuff. I have very, very, very mixed feelings about this level personally. On the one hand, I think that this level does several things fairly interesting, in my opinion, such as how you explore through different parts of this cave-like aesthetic. However, there are several complaints that I had with the coloration of the level, where some of the structures give the illusion that they are things you can interact with, whereas in reality they're just foreground and background designs that you cannot, and that illusion can lead to very frustrating deaths. On top of that, the boss fight, while I do think the mechanics are interesting, do feel somewhat lackluster, and you lack the ability to fully read what is the next incoming attack, nor do you necessarily have the best time to read certain attacks, like the laser attack. Not to mention, the last phase of the boss fight feels very derivative of the final boss of Hollow Knight, that being the Radiance. My last criticism would have to be the 4x3 nature of this level, which caused me to not be able to see some of the corners of the gameplay. But with that being said, that really only applies to one thing where it was clearly indicated by an arrow on screen. There are several things that this level does right, but there are also several things that this level is kind of weak in doing. So, with that being said, I'm not gonna send this, I'm sorry. I really think that the base block designs are great, but the way it plays out isn't really the most fun nor rewarding experience. Alright, I am back. So this is the next level that we have, which I do not know how to pronounce. Has some interesting abstract details from what I'm seeing so far. We'll set practice mode. Visually interesting. Does have an empty background though. This part is a step up visually. Nice colors. Also a fairly interesting part, though I wouldn't say it is as strong as the previous one before. The colors overall seem decent, and I do appreciate the abstract and artistic approach. It does feel like it could have had expanded on its ideas a bit more. It's okay. Fairly chill experience, though I wish it expanded on its ideas a bit more. But for what it's worth, the decoration isn't all that bad. But it did also feel empty in some areas in the first half. Nonetheless, I do think it's a solid level. We'll send for a star rate. Moving on to the next one. Alright, we do the next one. RNG gives us a value of 60. This is meant to be a short stream, just for me to test off the multi-streaming feature, so I will say I'll do about 3 to 5 more and then end the stream here, because I have other things to do. Song is not allowed for use, which really doesn't help my cause, because there needs to be a viable Newgrounds song to use when playing a level, and without it, it just makes things a lot difficult. The next number is 23. Another Demon Classic level. Oh wait, this is the same idea. I forgot to copy the previous one. Kang Yi Jeong by Clean GD2828. Sorry if I butchered the name. These are okay structures, though I have seen several approaches like this to the block design before, which I gotta say, these structures feel really common to me, and I do wish that there was more expansion on the ideas here. Right now, they pretty much involve flat base colors that are inside the details of the structures, and it causes it to feel a little bit empty in retrospect. This part does feel a little bit more involved, but not much of a deviation from the previous part structuring. I must admit that I do find it to be a bit empty at the moment. Not huge on the gameplay either. Notice the song offsets there. It doesn't feel very smooth though. I do prefer the structures with the black base here because it allows for a little bit more color variation, honestly. I think that this part looks noticeably a lot better than the previous two, but that's just me personally. This part's probably the strongest part because it makes good use of the fog in the background while also using the default tree background to scroll faster in this case. But it does also simultaneously feel empty between layers too. Oh, there's a black orb in the middle of the portal. I would not have guessed it. It gets better near the end of the level, but I do think that the weak moments in part of the structures kind of hold the level back from being fully enjoyable from an aesthetic standpoint. I do think that it feels fairly empty, and the block designs do feel kind of underdeveloped. Hi, Chloe. Hope you're doing well. Alright. Let's take, yeah, we'll take 3 more, and then we'll end the stream here. Because I kind of want to end off the stream at 1 PM, personally. RNG gives us 194, and the level is an insane classic level. Wacky British level.
Yo, stay focused, man's on a mission. Wavy like the ocean, ain't got time for inhibition. Eyes on a prize, lock it in your vision. Straight up, man, that's gotta make a decision. Stay focused, man, I gotta go. Can't be going backwards, I can't be going slow. Gotta take the lead and I gotta still.
Sorry, I'm listening to the lyrics right now. Not bad using the rainbow block colors here, but I don't think that they match the same energy and drive that the first part had. Still, the designs are pretty solid. I'd say so. Yeah, I'll probably give this a 9-star feature too. Solid block design, solid colors. Don't think it really had the same energy carried throughout from the first part. I thought it was going to lead to something more grand, and I must admit that I was a little bit underwhelmed with how the level proceeded with the drop onwards, but with that being said, the colors were nice, the designs were nice. 9-star feature makes sense in my opinion. Alright, we're gonna do 2 more. Next number is 149. This is an easy 2-star platformer, but without a video. Since it's an easy 2-star, I think I'll make an exception to the rule that there needs to be a video. We'll give this a shot. Only luck will help. This is a 3-star. 3 moon. 8 minutes and 52 seconds. Okay. Oh, this is another type of tycoon level, where you just have to farm, collect diamonds and stuff, and then pay it off with a spinner. It does feel a lot more exhaustive and tedious compared to something like that one hard tycoon level where you're just hitting on a button multiple times. Nothing. Seriously? Thank you. I do not know what battle entails. Ah, okay. So when do I complete this level is my question. Aesthetically, there's not much for me to say. I think the colors are okay. Not too much to digest visually, though, apart from what's already there, which I don't mind too much. It's really the experience of the gameplay that matters. I'm really trying to get a feel for the entire spinning system, but we're missing the opportunity to land on 2 specific things, though. And I'm trying to land on them. Okay, so you need 500 to end. Would be nice if we could land on the battle and bonus roulette to get an understanding of what we're getting from here. Please? Is there any way to, like, expedite the process here? Nah, you're just pretty much just farming for diamonds here. Nothing really affects the base spinner. The spinning wheel. Basically, you're just supposed to do the same thing over and over again. not much to add to it, which I think is a bit annoying. Wish that there was like some other gimmicks to affect the spinning wheel and make things more interesting. Otherwise, the process just ends up becoming the same tedious approach over and over again. There we go. Oh, nice. And that just basically finishes the level, right? But I want to see what the battle does first. Can it land on the battle, please? There. Okay, what is battle? Whoever has the bigger number is the winner. Oh, wow. I think my luck in this specific level is pretty good, gotta say. Nice. Okay, so if that's pretty much it, then I might as well just complete the level there. No, but you said that 500 diamonds... So the level says 500 diamonds equals end. I currently have 675. What is this? Convert all your stars to diamonds? I don't... It could be a bug, I'm not sure, but if that's the case, I don't even know how a practice mode could affect that bug either. Yeah, let's convert all of our stars to diamond. Hang on. Still. Okay. Let's convert this entirely into diamonds. Let's reach exactly 500 and see if that does anything. I think this should be faster, like every time I click, it does the activation of converting every time, rather than do it on a cooldown. Makes the process feel more slower. Alright, let's take a look now. I don't know what to make of this. It's probably bugged, maybe. But is it a practice mode bug? Maybe, but I'd need to play this level without practice mode to get a full feel for it. And since I put this on practice mode because I wasn't sure what to expect, I'm gonna put this for later. Alright, one more level, then we gotta go. Christian305, thank you for the follow. Next one is a harder classic level. Yeah, it's gonna be an hour into the stream, and I kind of want to end it off on the 1 hour point. All right, this last level is a harder level, I think, but its name is Superno Cinquet, by a username I can't properly read. Let's take a look at this. Structures feel really flat right now. Colors aren't necessarily bad per se, but I don't think it really functions well in terms of mixing with one another. The block designs are very flat, and I wish it had a little bit more to it. It just feels really empty right now. Notice the hanging chain right here. Don't really know what functionality that has, but it looks really awkward. Yeah, I'm really not a big fan of the color mixing here, honestly. I don't think that the area tinge trigger that was used to light up some of the colors within that swing copter part really did much justice either. Can't say I'm the most invested by the approach to this level, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I will not be studying this either. Alright, we have reached the 1 hour margin. We have reached the 1 hour point of the stream, and it's currently 1 p.m. I think that's good enough for today. We will be ending the stream right now. I'll certainly be streaming some more in the future, but for now, I think that today was a solid day. We're gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys for tuning in.